This Staffordshire lake has a history far deeper than its water. For a start, it isn't a natural lake. It gave one of Britain's greatest writers his name, and it was once called the Blackpool of the Potteries. Today, I'm walking all the way around Rudyard Lake to uncover its fascinating past and to find out whether it's still worth visiting. Let's go. Following the Staffordshire way, beautiful little bridges. Just getting our first glimpses of Rudyard Lake now. You can't get a sense of the scale of it from here, but hopefully as we go round you'll see just how big it is. So the lake behind me is not a natural formation. In 1797, an Act of Parliament enabled the flooding of this picturesque valley. Back then, the only people who had access to the banks of Rudyard Lake were the landowners of the estate that I'm now walking through. So it was essentially private property. I imagine this was one of their homes. Gosh, this tree is ancient. I wonder whether it was here before the lake. The North Staffs Railway Company acquired Rudyard Lake in 1846, opening up the shores to the public. So, Rudyard Lake was a place that many people came to, including the parents of Rudyard Kipling, one of Britain's most famous writers. They used the lake to court, and when they were married they moved to India, and when they had their first son they were so moved, even though they travelled all that way, by the beauty of this area that they named him Rudyard, after the lake. Rudyard Kipling went on to write Jungle Book, among other things, and actually won a Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907 and became close personal friends with King George V. Quite the legacy for this body of water. It's a great story, you don't get that anymore. I've never met someone called Windermere. Perhaps there's still time. In 1903, the North Staffs Railway Company secured an Act of Parliament to allow commercial activities to take place on the lake. Relatively peaceful lake usually, but I'm now following some music. Let's find out what this is. We're now at the very head of Rudyard Lake, and some sort of fete going on. You can get a sense of the scale of the place from here. Once Rudyard Lake had been approved for commercial use, it became very popular and was known as the Blackpool of the Potteries. People would come to go on boats, there was a tightrope walk across the lake, which must have been fantastic to see, and they held regattas here as well. And there's some sort of fair or regatta on as I'm here today. On the nearby estate, the first golf club in North Staffordshire opened up in 1906 on the back of the popularity of this lake. Well, if I'd wanted to save some time, rest my legs a little, I could have used this little miniature railway on this section. Thank you for watching this adventure around Rudyard Lake, a place with a history almost as deep as the water itself. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to all of those who have recently subscribed and everyone that's been on every single adventure with me so far. Really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching, and I hope to be back on your screen very soon. Well, the free car park today that I've utilised, and I'll put a link in the description to the location, is next to a pub, which means there was really no other option.